You're listening to the Paracasual Destiny podcast. Greetings, fellow guardians, and welcome to episode 64 of the Paracasual Destiny podcast. Thanks for joining us live here on YouTube or on the podcast platform of your choice. That could be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you name it. We're out there. We're all over the place. Doesn't really matter. Nobody listens. We do this for fun. I'm Sooltime, and I'm here with fellow minions of Mortimer. Romance Girl is out, so we give her our best and wish for a speedy recovery, getting over a cold. But Greenstego is here representing the Lone Star State. Greenstego, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
All right. I'll accept all right. And of course, Salliebug is here. Salliebug, you here?
I'm here.
Yeah. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling all right.
All right.
I'm pretty rested,
right.
so yeah.
And from the familiar chime I just heard, I think we just had another join us.
Another
I think we
joiner
did
from the
too.
Minions of Moiner. Let's see. Well, for one, it'd be nice if we got rid of our stream starting soon sign here. Let's see if I can manage to coordinate this business. Yeah, there's our logo, the famous logo. And really, let me go to Discord and check it out to see who's here. Nope, nobody joined.
Hi, Ghost.
Only 2 Ghost VX2. Hey, Richard, what's happening?
Hey,
How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right.
You're well rested then? You're ready for this?
Yep.
You weren't here just a minute ago, but we all decided that we are going to try to talk twice as fast as we normally do because there's so much material and so many things have happened in the game since our last episode, almost a month ago, or about a month ago, I would say. Can you talk fast?
I was telling
You might
Sooltime
have to
that
take a pep pill.
we just needed to highlight what stood out for us with all the information that's dropped in the last 3 weeks.
That's a lot.
Just like
It's a lot, and
it's
we're
been a
not going to be able
lot.
to cover it
not,
all.
Not just the TWABs, but these blog posts, and we've had a trailer drop. There's been so much. So it's almost like this is what I'm most excited about. And then like everything else is just, like we all just say what we're most excited about and move on from there. Otherwise, we'll be here for hours.
That's true. And we don't have hours. As a matter of fact, we've gotten a late start tonight because Salliebug and I were knee deep in heists, battleground heists. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Heist Battlegrounds. Yeah.
Heist battlegrounds. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good fun though. I'm enjoying
Was
running
fun?
around with my
I
Warmind.
enjoy them.
Yeah.
It was the
Warmind
first time we've been
armor.
able to. I mean, we haven't done too many. How many have we done? Sooltime?
Well,
About
17.
almost 20, right?
17, but now I think we're up to 19.
We're at 19.
Yeah, we only
So we
got
haven't
2
done too
My
many.
God, it seems like we were on longer than that. But anyway.
But I gotta say that, unlike some other activities, I'm not getting
Other
tired of
quotes.
them. I think they're challenging. I think that modifier that they put on there, where it's just like the enemies will always be just
Above your
challenging
level.
enough,
Yeah.
and has that I think that has made it. I think they needed to do that. It gives it that freshness. Like you just don't feel like you're just mindlessly running through anything.
Yeah.
You kind of have to.
Well, I notice when you and I go in, we get carried by the blueberry, the third.
We get hard
blueberry.
carried every
We get
time.
hard carried
Yeah,
every time.
almost.
Yeah, they come and revive us. They just get
Well,
it,
I
get
mean,
it done.
I feel like there's people who, yeah, like, and most of them are like level 200 plus on their
Yeah,
season
the
pass,
ones that
and
were with us just earlier were like 114. Yet
mm,
they're still they know how to play video games. They don't suck at video
right.
games. That's the thing. But anyway, let's move on to our topics because we've got so much to get through. There's a lot of changes coming for Lightfall, and
Hmm.
Richard, I'm gonna publicly thank you for keeping us up to date with the video stream, with the various videos that you curate in our Discord.
Our Discord,
And
yeah.
that's the only way I know what's going on, pretty much. But
I figured, yeah, when you're working, you're kind of busy, so I just put them in there so you can watch them later on.
it's perfect.
Right.
It works out perfectly. Yeah.
it
When we get
is.
home, that's one of the first things I do is I go to the Discord, click on the video link, and watch it on YouTube. But the build crafting system that's coming to Lightfall is, in my opinion, going to be joyous. If there's no bugs, you never know where the next
No
bug
bugs.
is around the corner with this game. But man,
Ah,
I've been struggling
well,
a
I mean,
little
with all
bit
the
this
content
week,
added, it's probably
so
going to get all over the place anyway.
its servers will be down. You gotta expect some
Yeah.
of that. But I hope it's just not.
Honestly,
it's
the way people make Destiny out to be with the servers and stuff isn't as bad as other games, so I can
See, I
tolerate
wouldn't
it.
know that because I don't play other games.
well, we don't play any other live games. That's
No,
for
certainly
sure.
don't play
Like,
any other multiplayer games.
like Destiny had that rollback, and I saw the comments were so negative. I was like, you guys are lucky you don't play Ark Survival Evolved. That shit gets a rollback every single day.
Oh,
Right.
okay, good point.
Don't
That's
they
good.
don't
That's
even
interesting.
know.
Yeah, that's good to know because, yeah, there's a lot of negative Nancy's who are quick to. I don't know. I think those people are the vocal.
Oh, on the plus side, I
minority.
wasn't playing that day, so the rollback didn't affect me.
Right.
Yeah, we were at work, so,
Yeah, so it didn't affect
it
us.
didn't affect us.
I
at
came
all.
on, accepted 2 seasonal challenges, noticed my seal was missing. I was like, "Yep, Bungie will fix this anyway." I quit the game.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Now-
a good attitude.
Is
Right?
it something to complain about? And
I wasn't complaining at all, to be honest.
probably.
I was like,
probably
Bungie will
not.
fix it. It's not
Yeah.
something they know it's going to happen.
I will say this though: some of the bugs can be annoying, like the buggy, the shield Operation Seraph Shield or whatever. Salliebug and I
Oh yeah.
got like 3/4
Those
of the way
bugs were a
through
little-
it, and then we got. I died at just the right as a boss was dying, and I got kicked way back to earlier in the mission.
Where the
And
Briggs are.
yeah,
There's a bug that I was experiencing. I was helping Logan and Pit Pharisee, and the elevators in there will kill you. You try and take an elevator.
Oh, that
it just
happened to
kills-
me.
that happened to Salliebug.
That happened to me. We did Pit of Heresy last week because it was the dungeon of the week, right? And
That's
I
fun.
got on an elevator and I boom, dead. I'm like, and the revive timer is so long in that
I
dungeon.
want them to do something about that for dungeons. It's
I
like
know.
40
It's like
seconds.
It's too much.
45
It's
seconds.
ridiculous.
It's way too
It's
much.
not respecting
It's
our
a
time once
ridiculous
again.
amount of
It's the
time.
recurring theme. Respect our time, Bungie. So back to the build crafting system that's coming in Lightfall. No affinities on the mods.
Oh,
I think that's great.
yeah.
Wait, no
That's-
affinities on the armor. It's
Mhm.
beautiful.
Yep.
It's amazing.
So you don't have
What?
to waste material. I mean, where are materials going to go now?
Well,
Well,
now
it's-
it can go into actual builds and not have to
Builds.
worry about
Spend
it,
more time
right?
build crafting than
Yeah.
looking up what you
And
need.
you won't feel like this need to hold on to those materials because of it,
It's going to be
right? You'll
liberating.
just say, okay, now I can just make a build for this specific, like for the raid, and then I'm gonna build this for because I don't have that many
I'm actually excited for these build crafting. So I was like, I can't wait to save a build and then have like say a void build, a solar build, like for my hunter, for instance. Because I went from an arc build when I was farming Lost Sectors to a hunter because I was farming the Falcon chest piece.
Yeah.
I managed to get it first try and it was better than the one I had, and I've been having so much fun with that. I stuck on collective obligation and just started going to town on everything.
Oh my gosh, isn't that so much fun? That's like been my go-to
and then the machine gun
right now.
That retrofit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to level it up, and so I just like laser everything. Volatile is just crazy.
Yeah. Even with the nerf.
Yeah, I did. I never tried it when, like, before it got nerfed, so I wouldn't know what it was like.
Right. I don't see much of a difference, but I don't do a whole lot of endgame stuff. So
I mean, Volatile is fun itself.
Yeah.
When we were running Grandmasters, all we ran was Void, practically.
I think that's what got nerfed was the Volatile rounds.
And I think they just want people to try other stuff out. So
yeah,
step out for a minute.
Romance Girl unlocked it recently since our last pod, and after playing with it for a day, said this is going to get nerfed. For sure. Just the exotic piece just on dodge, enabling volatile rounds constantly. It was very powerful.
Right. But
I think that specific effect is going to get nerfed in Lightfall. But who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Spider-Man in Lightfall, so I'm all good.
We're all going to be on Strand anyway.
I got to be honest. I've already started. I've already changed what I'm considering good armor and bad armor already. Even Lightfall's a few weeks out, so I've already started changed how I collect armor and what I'm looking for. Based on the news that the affinities on armor are going away. So you won't have those, element-specific mods anymore.
I'm also hoping that they are changing the resilience. And they said it's going to be scaled as well. Like it's not going to be 40%, it's going to be 30%, and it's going to be more scaled. So I guess it won't be that dramatic to have 8 or 9 versus having 10. Because right now, it's just for most endgame, and we don't do a whole lot of endgame stuff. But when we go into a raid, or we're doing one of the current dungeons, it just feels like you have to have tier 10 resilience, and it's nice now to know. So I've been trying to build up my armor, collect more armor pieces that aren't just focused on resilience as a key as a key stat. That I'm gonna have a recovery piece for whatever I'm doing, just giving me some more options. So I'm also looking forward to the fact that they said they're changing how much armor mods cost in general, the cost of slotting.
Some of them cost way too much.
Yeah, some of them are just crazy, and I understand wanting to limit it, right? But the stat armor pieces, it's almost well, you're gonna just guarantee that you're gonna have this piece of armor, and you're almost guaranteed that 3 of those slots are immediately going to be taken up, just building your stats up. And it'll be nice to know that some other options will be available to you.
Yeah.
That decrease.
Well, I really like the idea of balancing out the 3 class ability stats. The mobility, resilience, and recovery. I think those need to be viable option. Each, I want a mobility build. So what do I have to do to make up? Can I choose certain fragments and aspects to make up for resilience there, or a mod to make up for resilience or recovery if I'm doing a mobility build. That sort of thing I think they need to lean into, and I hope that's going to be more of a, so that you're not having to go out there with 100 resilience every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, with the way that it is, it still feels like having 100 resilience is still the best.
Right.
That change hasn't come about yet,
I
right?
hope it changes.
Yeah, no, I'm still saying that. Well, now resilience only adds a 30% damage reduction instead of a 40%, and yeah, being at tier 9 or tier 8 probably won't.
Light-handed, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying,
but they said it's going to be scaled better, right? So that it's not going to seem like the difference between 8 and 10 won't feel as dramatic as it does now. Because right now it's like if you're resilient 9 versus resilience 10, it's a world of difference. It's a difference between staying alive and not staying alive.
But still, the difference between mobility and resilience is mobility does basically nothing, and resilience still adds damage resistance. Like there still isn't really that much of a reason to invest in those other two. It still needs. It's a step in the right direction, but I think mobility and recovery still need a little bit more help than.
I agree, because I used to really lean into recovery for the longest time because it was just like me being and I'm primarily a void hunter, and so I usually would just do my invis dodge and then slide out of harm's way and get my recovery up really quickly. But I haven't been doing that. I've been most of my builds have been tier 10 resilience instead of recovery, and my recovery suffering as a result. And it'd be nice if I could kind of at least have a balance. So
I'm also really excited about them basically completely doing away with the combat mod slot and completely rethinking all those fun mods into just there's helmet mods, there's gauntlet mods, there's chest mods. It's just completely rethought, and so I'm really excited to dig my hands into that.
Yeah.
Right, and have them they're all gonna be more like stat mods now, right? Like that you can slot them into any. You just have all of these openings. I also really am encouraged about the screen, and the way it's set up, and that you could also have your whatever weapons you have on, and see how whatever mods you have on the weapons and how that changes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's just, and it's just it's nice to know that it's kind of going to be on screen, because, as much as, and a shout out to Dim, as much as Dim is amazing, and it will still have its place for sure.
I think so.
Being someone who is older and I need glasses to read, it can be sometimes a pain to stop looking at the screen, stop looking at the television, and have to look at Dim, which means I have to get my glasses so I can look at it. It's a pain. So it'd be nice if I can just do some stuff on the fly on screen. I'm just hoping that with all of these changes that they are also considering some way of searching your vault
and shaders.
in game and shaders. I mean yes, shaders too. Obviously cosmetics is a little the vault is crazy. It's you want a particular gun, and going to try to find it is just almost impossible.
Unless you have a third
in the game
app.
right now. In game. So I'm hoping, and we haven't heard anything yet, but I'm hoping that that's coming down the pike as one of the things.
Anything other than loadouts. You know, they're going to have the loadouts, saved loadout system. Right. And I guess that's sort of an interface with your vault, but I mean, it keeps you from having to go to your vault.
Well, I'm just thinking, it's like if you're build crafting, right, you're gonna have to go, it's like, well, let me compare that piece of armor to this other piece of armor, and you want to go and get that piece of armor. Like, I'm just hoping that it seems intuitively to me that those two would work together, right? But
not even done singing the praises of all the good that's happening, and Salliebug 2 is already asking for more.
She can't get enough.
I'm hoping, you know, just like I said, I feel like the two would go. There are some amazing changes coming down the pike for sure. I also am really encouraged, and it's the next thing on our list, is that, you know, how I don't know if it's all the artifact mods, but definitely some of the artifact mods will just be inherent once you unlock them, that you don't have to plug them into your armor.
That's what I'm happy about.
That you just unlock it. It's like, oh, it's so amazing. It's like now inherently you will have your, like if it's pulse rifle anti-barrier, that all pulse rifles will have anti-barrier once you've unlocked that mod.
I do want to talk about the changes coming to how we will be handling champions, but before we do that, I wanted to ask Richard, anything else about the new build crafting that we didn't talk about or that you're most looking forward to, Richard?
Oh no, I'm just excited. I'm just leaving it out there.
Right.
Because if they nerf, I heard they're nerfing like, was it Font of Might or something like that?
Right.
I think Logan told me about it, and I was just like, it doesn't matter. With the build crafting next season, there'll be something better probably.
Right. They know what they're doing in terms.
Plus, it gives people a change up to use different mods.
Yeah. I like when they make those type of changes. You know, remember when it was just like the Warmind builds, right? And it was like, it was all about Warmind. And then they started leaning into the Elemental Well mods. And so now, yeah, I like the idea that there's going to be some other stuff, like just so the game doesn't get stale and you don't just do this one. You have more options in terms of what your loadouts are.
Good. And at the top of the episode, we mentioned that Romance couldn't be in the chat, in the voice chat with us, but she is in the stream chat here, and I'm kind of curious about how she feels, because I thought of her first when I heard the news about the new options that are opening up for dealing with champions, the anti-barrier, the unstoppable, and the overload champions. Stego, have you heard that news?
Decide to stun.
Oh, absolutely. The new ways to stun, including volatile round bursts and stasis effects like slowing and shattering. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm so happy about that. And it's one step away from, I mean, there's still going to be requirements, right? You're still going to have limits to what you can choose going into any given activity that has these champions or other modifications. What do you call it? Like when you have anti-barrier or solar singe, those modifications. I'm losing the word for it, but for nightfalls and things that you have no radar, or you don't want to
like chaff and stuff.
Chaff, and then what's the one where if you're more vulnerable if you're in the air, so you don't want to jump as much. That sort of
grounded. Yeah,
grounded. There you go. All those are still going to limit you, but this is a step in the right direction, I feel.
I'm happy they're doing something about match game as well. They say it's not going to be there as often, but it will still be there.
Right. So all these things, you know what this amounts to is this is kind of proof that they do have their ear to the community and the feedback, which is great. And it's stuff that we've talked about, and whether on the podcast or just with each other, or just it's stuff that we felt as longtime players of this game. And it's like everything they were revealing is just like, oh, thank God, yes.
One of the things that got me as well is I was trying to farm that stasis submachine gun from Vanguard strikes, Nightfalls. And then they say weapon focusing for Vanguard, like Nightfall weapons. I was like, it's about time.
Right. Yeah. What's wrong with the Cold Front? Is Cold Front a stasis?
No, it's
sub?
the new Vice SMG is what I'm trying to get.
Oh yeah, okay. Right.
And the rolls ain't coming my way, so the whole focusing thing's gonna be great.
Right. Yep. Vendor focusing is on its way.
Yeah, as well as focusing the depths as well. So if you don't get the one you want, as long as you do say 5 Grandmasters, you can get stuff.
Yeah. So when I was trying to come up with a title for this episode, I usually like to pick one that puts it in a time period of the game. It's like saying something that, oh, okay, that episode was done around the dawning, or that episode was done around the launch of Witch Queen. So the title for this episode that I came up with is It's Raining Deepsight, because of the faucets they opened on Deepsight weapons, so that you're
That's a
able
good advantage of that. Yeah, we did like one deep stone run, and I only got like one deep sight. But
yeah, they're supposed to have a better drop rate, but also just
I got one.
The helm,
and then I just bought one right at the end.
One a day at the helm is pretty cool.
Next week, yeah,
that's going to be great. So I'll be able.
Yeah, I'm still missing the linear.
Yeah.
And a couple of Leviathan weapons like Drang and that rocket launcher. I never crafted them.
Yeah.
Ooh,
For some reason, I made it my business to get all the psyops and all of the Leviathan weapons for that season of the Haunted. I think it was right.
Yeah.
But I haven't done any of the. Oh, and I think I got most of, or if not all of the plunder weapons that are craftable. At least I got the patterns unlocked. But I haven't done anything with this season 19.
Y'all are nuts. I don't even have a Callus Mini tool, period. It has never dropped for me yet.
Well, next week it's going to be a lot easier for you to get.
Red frames.
You can focus it, or you can't focus them until
No,
drops.
if I haven't got it yet.
There's still that RNG thing attached with the weapons, isn't there? You have to have them drop RNG wise first before you can focus.
Still,
Salliebug.
It's a great change. I love this.
It goes along.
I love the idea.
Yeah, it goes along with their pattern that they've built. That at the beginning of a season, they have these punishing grinds to satisfy the unending thirst and appetite of the professional players, the content creators and streamers. And then by the end, they open it up for us casuals to catch up. They relax the grindiness, so to speak, which is nice. And the last burger dot here for the changes coming for Lightfall, it says legendary armor / weapon focusing, which we did hit upon a little bit. So it's moving. There's not going to be umbrals. Is that my understanding?
Correct.
Right. Umbrals seasonal engrams instead.
Seasonal engrams. Right. Now, has that already been introduced, like those engrams you get from Gambit, for like the green ones that you have to focus?
Yes.
With? They're gonna play into say like you want to focus something from Gambit, you're gonna need some like say Gambit engrams.
Right.
Well, that's what it's going to be similar to. Right. Well, what we do for Gambit, and Iron Banner are going to be done with the seasonal,
It's
whatever,
Aren't there
whatever
Crucible
this,
engrams as well? I
they'll
could
be
be wrong
there.
about that.
Yes, Crucible engrams happen this season, I think, or last anyway. So, whatever they're doing, the Crucible and Gambit and Iron Banner are doing with Vanguard and the season, whatever the season, seasonal engram is going to be. Mm-hmm. There'll just be a specific, and then you can focus it right there at that vendor, which is cool, right? You don't have to kind of go back and forth and, that Umbrals filling up, and it's like, okay, well, I want to keep Umbrals because I'm going to want to focus them eventually on this. So
Umbral engrams,
I think that
right?
that will help with the Umbrals, like filling up your inventory.
It's kind of sad because I know, Salliebug, you're always complaining that there isn't enough Umbrals out there.
I find myself that there are times when I just delete the Umbrals, like just outright, just delete it. Yep.
I do that with the prime engrams.
Don't even take them to Rahul or anything. I just like whatever. I just like. I'm
okay.
Unlike you, Sooltime. I'm not legendary shard poor quite yet. So.
Oh yeah, I ran out of legendary shards, by the way.
That's crazy.
Why are you laughing? It's tragic.
Just hard to believe.
Just here's an idea. Iron Banner comes out Tuesday, and chances are you'll get more blowouts. So. Yeah. Legendary shard farm.
You'll have some time.
Because I didn't see anything about them.
Put on
the chances of armor,
Crucible Prosperity mod on your Ghost, and then just go to town.
Yeah. Romance Girl says, I think the new stuns for champions are going to be a total game changer. She's going to be able to go in there and pull out whatever weapon she wants if she plays her cards right. And I know that's been a big deal.
You'll have an option with either, between the weapons being like just inherent, so you don't have to worry about like putting that on. Between that and just the fact that it's just like, okay, well, I don't want that weapon in per se. I like the weapons I'm using now, or I'm trying to level up a weapon.
Move over to subclass.
You can keep those weapons on, and just use the right.
It gives you an option.
And, the artifacts.
Right.
Or the,
and it's good psychologically,
fragments.
even if it is still constraining. At least it's an option now, where before you didn't have the option.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's not too constraining. It seems like almost every champion has at least 3 different subclasses. So
is that anything like every rose has a thorn?
No.
Kinda? No? Okay.
Every thorn has a rose.
Okay. I see what you did there.
We've got a new episode title.
Yes.
Romance said my voice was coming out a little lower than everybody else's, but I cranked up the microphone volume a little bit over here, hoping that it's a little more balanced. Anyway, we'll see. We have something in the show notes here that showed up about Ada1 offering retired shaders. What do you guys think of that? I'm going to add it to our slide if you allow me.
I am.
For people that don't have them. I'm pretty happy with that, because like up till now it's just you've only been able to get those shaders that you don't have just if Eververse is selling them for Bright Dust. Eververse has been making some nice shaders lately. Oof.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, it has. But
Sanchez doing his job.
Right. And again, I'll bring it back to
Fenchurch.
I'm hoping the having these shaders available will still have hopes that you'll have some sort of sorting system. I've heard other people, I've heard other content creators, and I've seen it in Reddit and I've seen it in Twitter as well. It's like, at least let us favorite them, right? Like, so that you could have your favorites be like on the first screen. But yeah, and I would think the same with like the transmog, right? Like your ornaments. Like, could you just favorite the ones that you really want?
What do you think of the possibility that Fenchurch is the witness?
Well, I still want to thank him for the shaders, but in the end, he's going to die.
I do not think Fenchurch is that. Isn't Fenchurch the one who gave us this gun? Gave us this season's exotic gun?
Maybe.
Potentially, it is Fen. People are assuming that's Fenchurch.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, we have a
He's
lot
the
to be
pain in the
thankful
ass,
for.
like, giving people the gun to shoot us in Crucible. Fun.
So our last highlight and topic here is the blue engrams, how people are feeling about that. And it's...
Well, we do have another one after that got put in.
Oh, gosh.
Well, we saw what happened when they tried to remove
well.
them, didn't we? They stole our seals.
Well, right.
Deal?
I think they're still working on it. They're still
Who's working on
it.
what?
They're working on trying to get rid of blue engrams. They haven't quite yet because
they need to fix
patch.
the exotic glaive thing.
Oh, is that where you can't like access the board on
Yeah,
the enclave?
because whatever exotic glaive you were missing, you would have been able to get by the pattern for from the notice board, but there's a bug and they're obviously
It's
still
not
working.
showing up. Yeah. Yeah, and the blue engram thing is like, I think they still have to figure that out because there was something within that code with that patch that kind
They
of
have
like
vastly reduced the drop rate, right? They just couldn't completely eliminate all sources.
right. I had quite a few drop. I think maybe it was on Altars of Sorrow where they were dropping. They were dropping for me in the heist as well.
They'll still drop from like enemies, but I think that activity completion blue drops are donezo.
A thing of the past.
So Crucible players rejoice. That was honestly an annoying thing of Crucible, is having like 6 pieces of junk drop every match.
Yeah, and Vanguard as well. If you finish a strike, well, they're not called strikes, whatever they're called now.
Vanguard ops.
Yeah, the Vanguard ops. You finish any one of those and you have like 3 or 4 blues. Like, just it was just like became part of the ritual, is that you would have to go into your character and delete all of that stuff. So it's definitely a quality of life. I mean, I just feel like they're making a lot of QOL changes.
All these changes and the server's being a bit weird.
Well, it's just gonna be. You've got to assume that it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I also wanted to mention I might have been stepped away from the mic at the time that we were talking about the seasonal weapon patterns, where you're going to get one every day. But they've also did you talk about how they're increasing reputation for those? I know they're increasing reputation for Iron Banner.
50% for Gambit.
Depending on what Gambit's like, I might go for the ornament.
They're increasing reputation for the seasonal exo, and they're also
Richard, if you want to put together a fire team, let's do it that way, because Gambit's not fun.
It's so much funner with people, right? With a team.
The only seasonal challenge I got left at the minute is the Gambit ornament. Did the trials the other day.
Yeah, I haven't gotten the ornament. I actually haven't gotten the weapon.
Let us know when you're ready to play Gambit.
I haven't gotten the Velis X yet. I don't know if anybody else has.
Valis what? Valis
Velis-
X?
Yeah, isn't that what it is?
Yeah, we've all
Velis
gotten
X?
it except for you. Just kidding.
That's-
Greenstego
can't be
hasn't gotten it
true.
yet either. Oh.
I'm close. I'm close, actually.
Close but no
and
cigar? Is that what you're saying?
I just haven't gotten it yet. And then, of course, the ornament's a whole nother
Ball of
game.
wax?
But I know I stopped caring. So I took some advice from Romance Girl and is like just not worrying about those seasonal challenges and just playing the game, and it's been pretty freeing, actually. It's just because a lot of
worrying
things
about the seasonal challenges.
yeah, because a lot of things are just happening naturally. It's like, oh, okay, and then but then I don't have to like change my playing style or focus on anything. So
I hear you.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Okay, and next up, we're talking about, well, you know what? Spiders versus beetles.
Well, and that system is changing too, the voting system for the Festival of the Lost Gear. Although,
Yeah.
Can we all
I'm
just
slightly
have
annoyed at
like
that
a
change.
moment of silence for the monster sets
monsters?
that they're just not giving us? I thought for sure they would just like drop them, that they would just at least give them to us, but no. Like they lost 2 years in a row, so you just don't get them.
Well, can we talk
That's
about,
bad.
let's talk about the arachnid set first, okay?
Yeah, that's cool. I like that one.
I really like the arachnid one. It's got those like little hairs on the legs, which is really
that
impressive.
is kind of cool. Yeah.
And then they all have like the larger legs with the claw on the end coming out from the shoulder
on the
area
back.
and on the arms. That's very cool.
Indeed.
Very cool. I just wish they had this
but-
change when it was monsters versus mechs, so that way you could get which
Yeah.
one you. I wanted that
Right,
Godzilla
because
armor.
now you can vote based on your main character.
Yeah,
Right?
it's
So
class
they-
specific. The results.
It's a pretty neat
It's the one that you
arachnid,
play the most.
but there's no way.
I think they said that if you've got multiple classes that you main, you get like 2 choices.
Oh,
yeah, you
wow.
can get a second vote.
Because I'm pretty sure I would vote for the beetle one, or
Well, I just put the beetle one up on
my
the
hunter.
slides here, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
really
I
tiny
really
for
like
me.
the beetle one
oh,
too.
there it is. Yeah.
I really like that
I love-
aesthetic.
I love both. My first gut was, as a whole, I love the spiders more. I think that the beetle sets will integrate better piecemeal with other ornaments / exotics.
Right.
I think if I had a choice, I'd probably go for the Spider Titan and then maybe the Beetle Hunter.
The Spider Titan. Yeah, that Spider
Yeah, I
Titan.
like that. I
looks-
like the
looks
Spider
really
Titan.
Cool. It looks like a superhero. But I like the
Yeah.
Titan helmet on the. I like the
On the
Titan
beetle?
helmet on the beetle. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really cool. It's got the mandibles
very
coming
cool.
around the side. That's
That
very
would be cool if they added the monster set in Eververse.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do
and-
that still. Maybe they're listening to this podcast.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
They do that, they could take my silver.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'll buy it.
goodness.
I don't buy
Don't
stuff
ever
with
offer up
silver
your
very
silver.
often, but I don't know. Those monsters came around.
Bungie, if you're listening, you want to make some money.
If they were silver only, I'd buy them. I'd buy all
I
3.
don't buy anything with silver.
I
but
am
when I
in
do,
100% agreement, Romance Girl. I would like to see the hunter from the back, see what it would look like.
Yeah.
Just to see what those wings look like, especially. But I do like that. I think I'm a hunter main, and I'm leaning towards the beetle set for the hunter, for sure.
yeah.
And I'm not a Titan. I haven't played my Titan in probably a year, so I'm looking at the
Really?
Titan, and it's like I do like the Titan spider set, but I don't think I would even have the opportunity.
It's another
to
year where I
vote
like
it.
both.
Yeah.
I like both. I'd say this one, it's definitely like, in the years prior, I was definitely like preferring the monster set, but it's not because I disliked the other one.
But it's nice that you don't have to like vote specifically. It's like, okay, well, you don't have to specifically vote on one particular set. You can just vote on.
You can vote your conscience.
And your main character, like, for the hunter, I like this one.
Did we talk over you, Richard, Ghost, when you said that Spider works with Strand better? Because it.
Oh no, I put it in Discord. I put it in Discord.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I was gonna say that made more sense because you're swinging and Strand
that's
and
true.
Spider.
Or Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Yeah, makes sense.
Does whatever a spider can. Spins a
Apart
web.
from climb walls, apparently.
Oh, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Another thing that is not on our slides or in our show notes, but that I thought I would bring up because I don't know if we talked about it on the last episode was the Grandmaster power level change.
This has been so fun.
I think a lot of people really appreciated that change.
I mean, I haven't tried a Grandmaster yet, but it's nice to know that I could, even though I'm not at the.
I mean, as long as you don't do Scarlet Keep,
required.
You are golden.
Yeah, what is it this year? This week? This year?
I think it's still Scarlet Keep.
With Scarlet Keep. Okay, well, we'll just wait till next weekend. I usually just try to get one done. It's like
and we
that
we get all the Grandmasters done in one sitting on the Saturday the week they released. We got almost all of them done in one sitting, practically.
What is it about Scarlet Keep? Is it the elevator part?
No, the elevator part's simple. You just run around in a circle and they just miss you.
Yeah.
It's the final part when two unstoppable ogres come and say hi.
Right. It's such a small area. Is that cheese area still available where you could like hop off the edge a little bit? And
yeah,
I remember doing that with you.
Yeah, I thought Birthplace of Vile was going to be a problem, but no. We just practically all on Void. So me and Nicholas avoid Titans, Logan was avoid Hunter, and we just literally just sweep the room.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, Birthplace is Hungary, and Warden and Nothing is Wendigo. So those two are the ones I'm keeping my eyes on.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
It would be nice to have
Wendigo
the focusing.
Mm-hmm.
The nightfall weapons.
Slight Terminus is a really easy one too. I'd say the challenging one's definitely Scarlet Keep. We didn't have a Well of Radiance for any of them. We just Void Titans going around.
Right. Yeah.
It was fun. So we managed to gild our conquerors pretty quick.
Yeah.
All of them in one go. You're mad.
Romance says, imagine some red-blue Crucible shaders on those spider sets. Yeah. Like green. I'm imagining green.
I can already see like
a green spider.
You get there's people that make sets for people. I think one's Muffin Bandit. He makes some sets. Like he normally makes like an Optimus Prime one for a Titan.
Did he do that Santa Claus one that was spot on? It was like looked just like
it could have been him. Or
yeah.
There's quite a few.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's got to take time. A lot of experimentation and time. But that's cool that the game allows for that kind of creativity. And it's like a whole.
Yeah, most of the time people make the sets and then just send them to say Muffin Man, and he posts it so people can copy.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, there's going to be some Spider-Man stuff going on. Geez, is there anything else that we missed, or anybody want to say before we move on to the non-Destiny stuff?
I just was wondering, it'd be nice to hear people's take on the story and the lore of the season. And
oh, right. Yeah. Well, like I said, we know who Fenchurch really is, right?
and the just the
That's
thought on Rasputin. It really looks like he's probably quote unquote they are gonna sacrifice themselves.
Yes, the way they've been building it up as well, the way he's been speaking, you can kind of see it.
Right, because we're at this stalemate, right? Because you keep fighting. Well, that's kind of feeding into Xivu Wrath, right? And so it's like, now what are we going to do? How are we going to not feed
Smart
into
option would be Senator Haaland, and no one going to suspect that.
But that she, that she's sacrificing her, though. So
yeah, I gotta say, I don't know why. I don't get that Rasputin's gonna die or sacrifice himself.
Really?
I think he's maybe gonna like neutralize the Warsat network or something, but
yeah.
Well,
I don't.
Rasputin has become as beloved as Cade at this point, right?
No.
I always wanted to know what he said, but he kept speaking Russian.
I don't think we've had it. We really haven't. I mean, like,
they're not selling.
How much interaction
Rasputin
have we actually had
huh?
with Rasputin? We've had like 3 weeks with him having a voice. So
yeah, and we had like several years of Cade, right?
So
at this point we've had several years of.
I mean, I don't know if he's. I kind of get the feeling that he's going to sacrifice himself, but then it's like I don't know. And then the other thing is, what is going to happen with
Osiris?
No, not Osiris.
Anna.
Gosh, my mind just went blank.
Oh, well, that's good too. Just like Rasputin.
No, Anna and Elsie's grandfather. My brain.
Clovis Bray?
Clovis. My brain went just completely blank. I need dinner.
Like Clovis?
No, I'm just wondering what's going to happen because Clovis is like he's just. I'm confused a little bit about like Clovis. Is he like an AI? Because he's not an exo. Or I don't know. I'm a little bit, but he obviously.
we know he wants to take over Rasputin.
Right. Well, he was working towards. He wants. He wants total domination. His goal all along has been to be that, like the original.
Well, if you don't mind, just really quick, I'm gonna read Elite Games 11's post on Reddit. He's of the mind of Greenstego that Rasputin is not going to be killed off. Because number one, after all these years, we can finally talk with Rasputin. He's no longer this enigmatic AI everyone's on uneasy terms with. He's finally in front of us, speaking English, with a personality of his own. To kill him off so soon would just waste all that. I've also heard people say that if he dies, he could get resurrected as a guardian, since Fellwinter, a submind of Rasputin called Siddhartha
I think that
Golem,
could be interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Still doesn't solve the issue. If he gets brought back, he's going to have, he's not going to have any memory of before, and that would probably lead.
He'll have Anna probably helping him out.
Right.
That's a good point. He also says Worthy was when we restored Rasputin's weapon systems and got him linked up with the war mine bunkers. Season of the Seraph were reconstructing his code by extracting submine data. Does anyone really think that would be a good idea? Make an entire season focus on us once again, to restore Rasputin, it's just boring. His second point was, why would Rasputin need to sacrifice himself when he can just blow up the Seraph station and disarm all the war sets? Killing himself doesn't get rid of the problem.
Right.
But they did hint at it. That's the thing. There's some hint in the dialogue that
they've hinted at
there was some analogy he used.
But we don't know for sure, right? He's just still contemplating what his options are, and that's one of them. That's one of the ones he's contemplating anyway. So they're hinting at it, but it's hard to say exactly. I'm also curious as whether have they hinted at there being some kind of live event like the like
the Almighty?
Yeah, like when Rasputin took down the Almighty.
Oh, that was great.
I'm wondering if they're going to do something like that. It'll be interesting. Something kind of cataclysmic.
A hive ascendant plane opens as either Raph just drops in like a juggernaut. That'd be cool.
We've got some chatter in the
Discord
channel. No, in the YouTube channel.
YouTube chat.
Yeah.
There was a question about like what exactly is Clovis, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And the Clovis that we've been communicating with is an AI copy upload of the original Clovis Bray's mind. The lineage of the original Clovis Bray is Banshee, who got rebooted 44 times and now his mind is gone.
Right.
So what
and so far
we should blow up the planet Europa to get rid of Clovis.
So she also says, I don't think Rasputin will die because we had a conversation with Anna that his life is worth living, despite her introducing him to suffering. Would be a bit abrupt for me after all that existentialism.
True.
But sure. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. I don't
Maybe they're
know
just
the
teasing
answer
the
to
idea.
It,
Would you go that far to say that?
And that just makes for good storytelling, right? Because you just don't know what's going to happen. You just want to keep coming back to find out. Because you can't you can't really like make a prediction. So gotta say the story this season has just been phenomenal. And it's definitely caught me way more than Season of the Plunder did.
I love the flavor of every season. This one did feel a bit more classic Destiny. With the other seasons kind of taking like the mid seasons taking like a flavorful offshoot with Season of the Haunted and Season of Plunder.
It felt like the Season of the Haunted sort of, right? Because it kind of like was giving us more insight into Callus. But
yeah, well, I mean, Season of Plunder gave us more insight into Mithrax and Spider and Aramis.
Yeah, Mithrax and Spider and Aramis more specifically, right?
What did you just say to me?
It's like I was doing Highest Battlegrounds and I heard a conversation which I haven't heard before between Elsie and Aramis, and I was like, she's trying to turn. You know it's going to happen.
Yeah, right. I heard that too. I know what you're talking about.
Aramis is trying to turn
thought the same.
what?
Same.
Good?
No, as in they're trying to she wants to, but she doesn't at the same time is what I'm getting off it.
Yeah, I think she is though. I think she's going to turn.
She's trying to pull it that fading.
I think she's going to be an ally. Somebody in the chat says, if they kill off Raz, I'm quitting.
And I've heard that before.
Same old. Yeah, about Cade. They haven't killed anybody off significant in a while, though, have they?
It really is like you can see more of this, like the delineation of people veering off to, like, they're just basically choosing. They're choosing the light or the dark. And we've got these characters, and Aramis still seems to be on the fence, right? She initially was
Especially
I
when they're
felt
making
like she
some of the
was leaning
people rough
towards,
ones.
choosing the dark, but by taking on stasis, but I think in the long run, through that conversation that she had with Misrax was how, um, you know, her desire for stasis was really still just for the benefit of like saving her people and, you know, giving her people a chance of survival. And I don't know.
Double agent. I like the sound of that.
Double agent. So she's on the fence, but there's definitely this delineation, and we've had the
Audacity.
well, we built up these alliances with um those that were once, like with the Elixni and with the Cabal. We've created these alliances with those that were once, and they've hinted at Savathun even, right?
Yeah. Well, did Cortana eventually die
being
in the Halo lore? I mean, there's always like rampant AI is the sort of underlying theme of Bungie's games, right?
Right.
I think
That's
Savathun's
that would
probably going to be an ally because I think it's I can't
yeah.
remember where I heard it, but someone saying Savathun, us killing Savathun was the trigger for the Witness to start sending in the troops because she was basically in the way.
Yeah. Well, I think her ghost is, I think she's hiding away somewhere. Or do we have her? It's her ghost that's
We
hiding
have
away
a
somewhere.
yeah, it's a ghost that's hiding.
Yeah. I fully believe that the Hive are going to, or at least a faction of it, right? It's gonna be similar to and maybe there's just going to be a divide, right? Because there's still
Especially with
Cabal
the
that
whole of
we
Witch
fight.
Queen,
There's
where
still Cabal that we fight over, right? Like there's a
yeah,
division in the Cabal, and there's definitely a division in the Hyde. Savathun kind of going towards the good, and Xivu Arath going towards the. And then, of course, we've still got the Vex, which is like this
no,
complete unknown. So
I think they were created by the darkness, weren't they?
created by the darkness.
Possibly.
Possibly. I don't
Okay,
know.
I'm not
There's
sure.
that whole thing. Because the
Right.
thing
I don't know
about the
what's gonna
Vex is that we haven't had, I mean, we've had Vex bosses, but we haven't really had like this Vex, like, like a Vex
Character.
leader that
We kind of got like a cited that in
leader
D1 with the Black
character.
Heart, where they basically worship the Black Heart.
Yeah, but that was still just like a worshiping of that, and it was still, yeah, it's a very interesting. I think there's still a lot. In other words, there's still a lot of unknown.
There is reason
wasn't
to
a Vex.
believe. There is reason to believe that Asher Mir is in the body of a harpy.
There you go.
There's absolutely
Oh,
reason
they
to believe
could
that.
really expand on that. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, and I know, Richard, you don't like spoilers, so you might want to mute me when I say the following spoiler. Here's the big spoiler of Destiny 2. Hexagon. There, I said it.
The perfect shape.
No, the final shape. It's the final shape. Yep. That's the biggest spoiler. It's a hexagon.
I think with obviously us revealing to Savathun how the light was going to choose them.
Right.
Maybe she's like, well, she's dead. I don't know how it works because if your ghost is still alive.
Look,
there's got to be a reason why. There's got to be a reason why there are hive ghosts. And the traveler like made a decision to say, "Oh, hey." And Finch is a hive ghost.
Yeah,
Finchy.
I've got some. I've got some
he's-
thoughts on this. Yeah.
Go ahead.
We know that Imaru is no fan of the Scorn, And at this point in the story, we know that the Scorn are taking orders from Sivu Arath.
Right.
So there's infighting, at the very least, between the Lucent Hive and the forces of the old Hive, Darkness Hive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
I was hoping Imaro was going to be our new Cade.
It was just like every faction outside of humans and just the Earth civilization. Like there's a light and dark faction of the Cabal, a light and dark faction of what's looking like the Hive, a light and dark faction of at least potentially of the Fallen / Elixir.
yeah.
And we don't know about the Vex. Like we haven't had any quote unquote good Vex unless we can consider Asher Mir. We don't know 100%. So that's like an unknown.
There was another good Vex, the one that on Nessus. Was it Nessus? Yeah, the one on Nessus.
Yeah, with the mission with the Harpy.
With the captain, yeah. That was a friendly Vex.
It does seem, though, that there is, at the very least, like, factions within the Vex. Because we know that the worshippers of the Black Heart are like a cult or something within the Vex.
Right.
Outside of the Asher, like it will be interesting if that comes about, that there are Vex that then end up
the enemies
fighting
full Vex and Cabal.
And the Vex are interested in Neomuna.
Yeah. So it'll just be
from the trailer we've seen that. So
right, but will there be a light faction of the Vex?
I want to backpedal back to Savathûn for a second and do a little metagame thinking on it.
All right.
I think there was a part of us that was maybe a little surprised or disappointed that we didn't take down Savathûn in a raid like we did with Oryx.
Right.
But I think that would be a little bit weirder to have a raid in the game of Destiny 2 where we defeat regularly, once a week, Savathûn, if she does eventually turn into our ally.
Right.
I
think they probably knew all along that at least that her storyline was not done.
Yeah.
Whereas
they've done that with Alec Hall as well, because his ghost escaped too. So maybe
that's another thing too. Is that's not going to mean that all the Lucent Hive are going to eventually flip good, because then they're going to throw all the Lucent Hive content where we kill Lucent Hive and strikes into the content vault. That's not going to go over well.
They're not going to do that, though.
They're not going to do that.
No.
So how are they going to say, well, I don't know.
The way you get around those sort of things, and that's existed in the game pretty much since day one, and the way you can get around that is the whole Stranger thing of multiple timelines in Osiris, multiple timelines. It's like you're going back through this time where you would go and fight the Undying Mind or whatever over and over. And the reason you can kill the Undying Mind over and over again is because of the multiple timelines, or going back and redoing the battle.
Yep.
So it's pretty genius, actually. It's very Doctor Who. Good stuff. Good stuff.
It is. So it wasn't anything that lore to read or anything, but I definitely wanted to talk about it.
Yeah. I put the burger.
They never
dog
said
to-
we killed Tanix permanently,
bring it
so
out.
he's coming back.
Oh,
Say that again?
never
On
say
the side
never.
of the light?
We didn't kill Tanix permanently. At least they haven't said so. So he could be coming back again.
Oh no. Yeah.
All right.
Clovis becomes
I'm getting hungry. Let's
not only hungry.
Let's wrap it up.
I also want to get back on and do some heists tonight because tomorrow's going to be a busy day outside of Destiny.
Yeah, we've got some family stuff to do tomorrow,
So yeah, we're gonna still want to take advantage of some of this caffeine I've had and apply it to the game, right? So no, seriously, I'm really curious if anybody has been doing any non-Destiny media consumption, which brings us
non-Destiny media consumption
to our next slide here. I'd like to start with Richard, if I may. Richard, have you been? I know you've been taking a break from Destiny here and there and doing some other things. What's at the top of your list? It's been a while since it's been a whole month, but if you could pick one or two things you've been up to.
Well, I went on my Switch because they brought a new 7-star out for the new Pokemon game. So
okay, the Pokemon rears its ugly head again. You can't you can't escape it, right?
They bring these 7 stars out, and they're normally the hardest things in the game. But then some YouTuber finds a strap for you to solo them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, right.
So I managed to do that with a freaking slow bro.
Yes.
And then I bought this DVD collection because I used to watch it when I was younger, and I've been trying to find it, and I finally found it. So I ordered it straight away. It's Hercules Legendary Journeys. I used to watch it when I was younger. I absolutely loved it.
Neat.
And I couldn't find it because most of them were in German. I was like, why the hell are they in German?
I bet you that's fun to watch.
And then so I was looking at reviews, and they were saying, oh, some of the audio changes to German sometimes. I was like, yeah, no, I'll keep waiting. So I found the right one.
So are you talking about a series or a movie? Because I know
series.
Yeah, with the one that ran parallel to Xena Warrior Princess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's classic stuff.
Oh my
That's great.
God, I do remember that.
I got all 6 seasons for like £44. So I was like, I'm not hesitating.
It's the Legendary Journeys, right? The Legendary Journeys.
Yeah. I just got to get the movies now, which is about the same price.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And then
I'm glad you found it.
Yesterday, I bought a new Switch game. I bought Super Smash Bros. So I could play with my sisters and my nephew and niece.
Oh, fun.
Oh, that's cool.
That's great.
It's just a classic game. It's so good.
But that's all I've been up to practically.
Yep, that's quite a bit.
Is that Hercules series on anything?
No, that's why.
He said it was a DVD collection.
Yeah, it's just
I don't think it's streaming.
They have on Amazon Prime. They have 1 season, but that's it. But they want you to rent or buy it, and I was just like, I might as well just go buy the box.
Right.
Just put your money into owning it. Yeah. The Legendary. Salliebug, what have you been up to?
Well, I think we'll start with our granddaughter had not a leading role, but a pretty
much leading. I mean, not the leading role, but
not
a major
the leading role, but a major role in her middle school's production of Shrek the Musical. She played Lord Farquaad. Yeah. She had 3 solos. She did absolutely amazing.
She was amazing. Yeah.
Of
course, we're biased, but she was amazing. I mean,
we
even
were
I'm
biased, but
she's just talented.
You don't get 3 solos because you're just mid, okay?
Right. No, of course.
And not to mention the fact that she's a 6th grader, so it's kind of unheard of for someone like us their first year in middle school. So
yeah.
We're very proud of her.
Yes, we are.
So she was in that for the whole weekend. So on opening night, which was a Thursday, we babysat her younger brother so her parents could go to opening night. And we watched the 1960s Spider-Man.
Oh, 1967.
And then you put one
series.
1967 Spider-Man. Check it out.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It was interesting.
It's the best. I love it. I love the music. I love everything about it.
Definitely, like a throwback to that time period. So it was kind of fun. So in addition to those things, I am still working through levels of Grease. I think that's how it's pronounced, Gris, on the Switch. I had to start over again because
Why?
I actually had a bit of a bug when I got into one of the levels, and you need to like collect these orbs, and I was missing an orb, and I couldn't go anywhere because you need the orbs to build a bridge. And I looked it up on Reddit, and I saw other people saying the same thing, and they just said, honestly, just start over again. It's a beautiful enough game that you won't you won't care.
Right.
And it was true, because it was nice to be able to. It'd been a while since I played, so it kind of reminded me, and it went quicker than I thought it was going to. So I'm working my way through that. And I thought I would, at this point, do a little shout out. I have this little phone game that actually Sooltime introduced me to, and has since moved on, called Empires and Puzzles. And
it's a fun game.
It's just it's a silly little phone game where you build up a camp, and you match gems to do kind of like a
battle,
like a battle. But you're also like building the world, where you're building a stronghold and
leveling characters up. So
leveling characters up,
element,
right?
Yeah.
Get materials to get certain heroes and level them up and so forth. So it's kind of the mindless thing that I do, either when I'm on my exercise bike in the morning, or just trying to decompress from a day of work. I'll get on and do like a half hour of that. So thought I would bring that up because it's kind of just been part of my almost daily routine for a while now. So I play it very casually. It's definitely a pay to win type of game, meaning that like if you really wanted to go like advance in that game, it's a free to play but pay to win type of game, so that if you're willing to dump a bunch of money into it, you could like level all your characters up way faster, and you could level up way faster, and pay for like getting you the opportunity to get more of the better heroes and so forth. But I don't play on that level. I just play kind of casually, so it doesn't bother me. I need to do without paying.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched another couple episodes of Sandman. Still amazing series. And
yeah,
I
we
heard
have to
that
finish that up so we can cancel Netflix.
Well, and I actually did hear that they picked it up. That they are continuing the series.
Means we're gonna have to keep Netflix.
They're not calling it season 2. They're just kind of saying it's a continuation and just adding episodes. Right. So, but
this whole password sharing stuff, I'm not paying any extra money than I already am, so I'm probably going to cancel and find another site to watch it.
Can't blame you.
Right?
Can't blame you.
You say you're all talk. Netflix has us.
Hey, if I canceled Netflix, I'd have extra money.
That's true.
I mean, there's so many now between HBO, Disney, Apple TV. There's so many. And Xbox Live and Xbox Game Pass.
Speaking of that, you should talk to Stego, because it looks like he's using a lot of those.
What you got going on outside of the world of Destiny?
We're doing stuff.
I bet.
Romance Girl and I have been playing through Guardians of the Galaxy, available to us on Xbox Game Pass, the Square Enix game. It's a lot of fun.
Is it? Yeah.
It takes influences from the comics and from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it also is its own original story. So it's
cool.
And there's like spins on it. Everybody's just like a little bit different.
Right.
So it's the Guardians of the Galaxy that you know and love in a way, but they're all slightly different, and it's a story that you haven't seen before and you can't see anywhere else, and you get to play through it, and it's just a lot of fun. We're more than halfway through now, and it's great. It's just a pretty linear narrative experience, which is just a great. It's a lot of fun. It's a great fun. We're passing the controller back and forth. It's single player, but we're doing it couch co-op style. It's great.
Yep.
Also, for anybody who watched the Xbox and Bethesda Developer Direct this past Wednesday, January 25th, they announced a whole new video game, which stealth dropped. It's a Hi-Fi Rush is what it's called. It's an cel-shaded anime style game that is an action rhythm game hybrid.
Oh,
interesting.
So fans of like Jet Grind Radio.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It sounds a lot like Jet Grind Radio. Like it has that same vibe to it, the cell shading and the music.
Yeah, no, that's clearly an influence on the game stylistically. And I played through a little bit of the prologue and the tutorial just today, right before logging on to this, and it's just a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Nice.
We've been watching, we just finished watching Willow on Disney Plus, the animated series, which was great.
Was that about a dog? Curious.
It's not about a dog. It's a follow-up to the 1980s classic film of the exact same name, Willow, starring.
Oh, actually, yeah, I did start watching.
Was it Terry Gilliam, wasn't it? Hello?
Might have been.
Full time?
No,
Yeah,
no, it was not.
No?
No.
Is that
Why I was thinking it was.
Because you think you associated it with Time Bandits.
Time Bandits. Right?
Gotcha.
I forgive you.
I think I
Was around
did
the
start
same
watching that,
time
but I
frame.
like to bounce around.
Yeah, it's Ron Howard. It's a Lucasfilm IP.
Oh, yeah.
George Lucas was really hoping that Willow was going to take off in a way that it didn't, but
why did you give it? I'm sorry. Why did you give Willow the series a D+?
I'm saying it's available on Disney+.
He's saying it was on Disney+.
To our viewers,
Destiny+.
He's referencing our show notes, which are not available widely to the public. Although,
unless they join the Patreon.
If there is demand, we could make those available to Patreon subscribers.
Oh my god!
We also just before that watched Loot on Apple TV, which stars Maya Rudolph, and Loot was a hoot.
It's a comedy, right?
I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Oh, it's Maya Rudolph, so I would assume so.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I heard Loot, so I just assumed Loot.
We've also been playing Marvel Snap, and our mobile game of choice lately is Marvel Snap. I'm sorry, hold on 1 second.
Marvel Snap? What does he mean by Marvel Snap?
It's a phone game.
It's just one of it. It's his phone game.
Oh, it's your phone game. That's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah, it's a phone game. It's wicked popular. I am shocked you didn't know exactly what it was.
No.
It's like a card game. Made by the same people who made Hearthstone.
What type of game is it? Like strategy or?
You take turns. It's a card game. You take turns playing cards at different locations. You make your own deck and you draw random cards from it.
I'm more into gacha games.
All right. The what games?
Gacha. It's like they're kind of like you can be free to play, pay to win,
right.
But you're not guaranteed. Like you summon to get characters. And if you don't get them, you want to keep going, but it kind of
similar to like Empires and Puzzles. Empires and Puzzles is exactly that.
RNG based.
Am I recalling that you played Final Fantasy Xvius?
No, I haven't played that one.
But that's like up your alley.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
All right, Sooltime, you're up.
I've just been finishing up my Assassin's Creed Valhalla DLC called The Siege of Paris. It should be renamed The Siege of Rats because there's rats
right.
everywhere.
I love that arrow that you can shoot out and then just like attracts rats to the
Yeah.
enemy and they
So your
die by
enemies
rats.
get eaten up by rats. It's great.
That's so sick in its own way.
Yeah.
One way to go.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna forego. I've done all of AC Valhalla except for Dawn of Ragnarok, and I think I'm gonna take a break, forego Dawn of Ragnarok until it's on sale for like $5.99 someday.
Smart.
And because I need to get to Origins, and I purchased Origins with a bundle with Odyssey, and they're just calling out to me. I need to play those games.
Yeah.
Those
You've
look
been
like a
on
lot
you've
of
been
fun.
on Valhalla for
I've been
a
on
really long
Valhalla
time, so it's
forever,
kind of
yeah.
time for a break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
So
sense.
that's pretty much wraps it up, I think, folks.
Yep.
I mean, if you did it the other way around, Valhalla would be the last game you play. But
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'm out of order. I've been out of order since Assassin's Creed 2.
I'm
which
telling
is
you,
the
once you
first
get to
game I
auditing
played.
and you start doing the whole Sparta kick, you're not going to stop playing the game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. So
Is
anyway.
is the Destiny 2 finisher, or where you kick them? Is that a reference to the Sparta kick you're talking about?
Mm,
Okay, so just getting back
I
into
don't know.
our
I
chat.
think I've seen a finisher like that.
Romance Girl, aka Fractious Hearth, says, shout out to Jenny Nicholson's YouTube channel for keeping me company while she's been sick. And that
Aw,
Stego listed
sweet.
too many things. I just
Of
kind of
course
think
he
it's
did.
like, how does he have that
Well,
much
it's been a
time
month since
and
we
be a
did this.
teacher?
So.
It's been
Like, he
3
must
weeks.
spend,
I'm
like,
listing things for
5
both of
minutes
us.
on each thing.
I think it's been 4 weeks actually, hasn't it? Maybe it's been 3. I don't know. Anyway,
I think it's been about 3 weeks.
all right.
but
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yours
play
true.
the
We all
outro
have
music and
weekends.
do our little outro thing and say goodbye.
Yeah, play the outro.
Your little outro dance.
Oh, you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna remember this time to put the next slide up, our closing slide for a change. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in to this episode of the Paracasual Destiny podcast. You can join us live on YouTube. We're going to try to get regular again here every other Saturday around 5:30 p.m. Eastern time here in the U.S. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Until next time, it is goodbye from all of us here in the Minions of Mortimer at the Paracasual Destiny podcast. Keep pushing back the darkness, Guardians. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
See you, Richard.
So yeah,
Let us know if you need some help with or some company in Gambit, for sure.
Right. Yeah, company.
likewise.
He doesn't
Just a
need any help.
just a spoonful of teammates helps the medicine go down.
Let us know if you want to help us.
Help
Really
me
more
to
what we
help
should
you.
say.
I mean, I'm always willing to help. It's just you guys just have to say I don't just want to drop in.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right,
Bye,
that's
guys.
it. That's it for episode
Bye.
65. Bye-bye.